Camera's rolling.
Start slow.
You big back.
Sounds recording. Great.
Okay.
And we're live in 3, 2.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Culture Clash. I'm your host, Luis Villalón, and you know we have so much to talk about. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And this week was full of straight events. Apparently, there was some sort of football game happening. You know, I have no idea about it, but I do know someone who knows so much about football, and of course I had to invite him. So please, please, please help me welcome the straightest gay man I know, my friend Andrew Krabs. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much for sharing your straight knowledge with the girls.
And when you say I know the most about football, you mean out of gay men, which is still minor compared to straight men, but I will give it what I can.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh, girl, see, they're coming for your ass. They're coming for you. They say, we heard there's some gay men talking about football, we're taking them. Anyways, back to it. You know a lot about football.
yes,
Yes.
a decent amount.
A decent. You know that I just go for the beer and
The snacks.
you know what kind of snacks.
Yeah.
Yes, I do love a good football game, but you know, yeah.
Growing up, I definitely played a lot of sports. Was that to fit in? You never know, but something stuck. I definitely still find the sports realm really interesting. I have season tickets to soccer games. I
Yes,
love to
you
go to the
do.
Bengals games. Is that mostly because of Joe Burrow? Yes. Do I
Well.
have taste? Yes.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy a good sports game, a good sports ball, as they say.
I also love a good sports game.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about football is just too long and there are too many rules. I wish that there was some sort of something that would explain it to me in gay terms because there's just so many rules. It's
Yeah.
just so long. I love a good soccer game. Like you just go for 90 minutes, you know, you have an in between to go get more snacks and another beer.
The production with soccer is what I dislike the most.
Oh.
The whole fall to the floor, cry for 5 minutes, and then as soon as you get the call that you want, I'm up and I'm good and I can run down the field. Kills me. I could have never gotten away with that growing up. But football, on the other hand, they're getting beat the hell down. I mean, that is a rough sport.
And that's why we love it.
That's what the pants as well.
Did you watch the game?
I did.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
we watched it actually. We actually watched it together.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me to a Buffalo dip party because, you know, Ben was here last week and I asked someone to invite me. So thank you.
Yeah. A fried food party, you know.
A fried food party. But before we get to all of the hot topics that happened over the week, because there were a lot, not only the football game, but there were a lot of things that happened over the week. But before we get to that, let's get to a very personal question that I always like to ask my guests. Who is your number one pop diva?
That's tough.
Ooh,
I have two.
okay.
I'm a Gemini, so I have a split personality. So I feel like one side of me is Beyonce, the other side is Lana Del Rey.
Okay.
Bayana Del Rey.
Bayana Del Rey.
A girl with taste.
Yeah.
An absolute girl with taste. Who would you, okay, if you have one ticket and you die tomorrow and the concert is tonight, who are you picking?
Seeing as I just bought tickets to Beyonce,
You
I'm going to
did?
choose Beyonce.
Girls, she's got tickets. You better,
40,000 in the queue.
wow.
I waited.
Okay, we have to talk about that
Yes.
because I know that the pre-sale happened all week.
Yeah.
There were so many pre-sales and the tickets are crazy expensive now.
Oh, so I sat in queue, 40,000 to get
Okay.
in there. Cheapest ticket, over $100, and that is nosebleeds. But then if you looked at the resale, because they already have them on StubHub and everything, you'd have to sell an organ. I mean,
That's fine.
$400 tickets on StubHub, now $2,000 tickets, $3,000 tickets. I was like panicking. I signed
Wow.
up for 4 different pre-sale avenues of like how to get tickets.
But you got tickets and you
Yeah.
got one for you and your boyfriend. Sorry, he's not single, ladies. Where are you going? What city are you
Chicago.
going? You're going to Chicago.
Yeah.
And she just announced an extra
Yeah.
day. So she's there Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I got the Sunday show.
Wow.
I waited in queue for the Saturday show for them to immediately sell out, and then had to go wait in the queue for the Sunday show.
Okay, well, either way, I'm super excited. I am going to go.
Yeah.
You know I will manifest it, and the last day I will make it there. So
Planning looks, getting ready.
that's the best part of a concert. And there are so many concerts happening this
I
summer.
know.
So I know that I was just talking shit last week about Katy Perry, but I'm actually kind of excited because she's going to be in Chicago. So I'm putting that on my agenda, and I'm going to go
Okay.
just for work references, so I can come back and tell you. Shakira is also up in Michigan,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go see her. Beyonce, I have to go see her as well. And then I just found out that Dua Lipa is like back in concert in like October.
That'll be good. Yeah.
I missed the first round of like her concerts.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know she was touring.
Apparently,
Did I miss something?
I don't know. The girl needs to come up with something because I feel
Yeah.
like she's getting a little.
Yeah. There's too many pop girlies coming up
Yeah.
that are kind of stealing the spotlight. And there's a lot of shared space right now amongst them that you have to do something big to stand out. And I don't think she's doing it.
I agree. I totally agree with you. And that's when you come up with like, are you just a genetic pop star for the moment, or are you
Yeah.
really the next big star that will stay around for a long time?
Which I think she does have that power. I think she's just hopefully taking a little break. I mean,
With that being said, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Sabrina Carpenter could lead into that way of becoming that, where it's like so hot, the girl of the moment?
she's got a lot of momentum right now.
Yeah.
And I think, so she was just on the cover of Vogue.
Yes, which we will talk about.
Okay.
Yes, so
So-
good. Such a good
Yeah.
cover.
Such a good cover. I think she's building a lot of momentum with references, but still at the same time developing a brand that she's got to make the right moves right now to keep this momentum going, because it could crash and burn as quickly as it started, I think.
Exactly, which is great example is Dua Lipa, which I'm not saying that she's burning, but I'm just saying that with all of the pop
Yeah.
stars that there are, you need to step it up.
Yeah.
You need to step it up. Okay, well, thank you for sharing your very good taste in music and saying that Beyonce is your number one. So thank you for that. You're the first one to say that.
Thank you.
So the pod really thanks you for having such great taste. Not that my other two co-hosts didn't have taste, but you know.
You can say it.
It was Queen Bee. It's Queen Bee. What can I say? All right, are you ready for the first story that I have for you?
Yes.
And the real reason why I brought you here, I even got beers for
I
us.
know.
Because we're just straight men.
I love it.
Straight men. Let me go over it. Let me go over the Super Bowl recap. Someone put Summer Bowl recap. That's how gay my notes are.
You need to talk to your team immediately.
Summer Bowl. That is a
Summer Bowl.
I'm like, girl, okay. That sounds like a salad. Okay. The 2025 Super Bowl, held on February 9th, 2025 in New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome, was an unforgettable event. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs faced off, with the Eagles emerging as the winner 40-22. The victory gave the Eagles their second Super Bowl title in the franchise history, and the game was filled with exciting moments, impressive playoffs, and tons of drama. So you watched the game.
Yes.
It was a cute game.
Speaking as a straight man now, it was a boring game. I mean, the fact that the Chiefs literally didn't score until so late in the game, it was, if I were to watch it as a straight man, would be like, that was a terrible, boring game to watch.
I agree. It was just the moment, like, we were expecting it at the beginning to be like, okay, let's
Yeah.
go so that we can be nervous. We all thought that the Chiefs were going to win.
Yeah.
And the fact that they started off so bad, it was just a disappointment for the excitement.
Yeah, somebody's team definitely didn't make a payment or something to the refs because, or maybe they did. Maybe the refs were just over it, or maybe the Eagles made a bigger payment. I don't know. But if you look at some of those like championship games and things like that, where the Chiefs were coming through with like crazy calls, I mean, in a way, blatant cheating, to make it to the Super Bowl, to have it then turn around and be this big of a loss is kind of iconic. But
She said it, not me, Taylor. Okay, do not come for me. Don't come for me. But okay, well, they did not win.
They did not.
And that's fine. I mean, it was getting so repetitive, so boring.
Yeah.
It was the same team over and over again. It was getting the whole Tom Brady of it all, the whole
Yes.
Patriots of it all. So expected.
Yeah.
So it was just exciting to see.
So with the Patriots and Tom Brady, like a lot of people like to compare Tom Brady to Patrick Mahomes, and even they throw Joe Burrow in the mix. Those are like the three top quarterbacks that we'll see in our time, basically. I think it is wild that they put Joe Burrow in there because we've only had one Super Bowl
True.
show. But the Bengals had so long before making it to the Super Bowl that it was iconic in the way that he got us there, but he's had injuries. Love you, Joe. But I will say, like, now it is really Patrick Mahomes. Is he as good as Tom Brady? This whole narrative, and I think them losing the Super Bowl puts it to rest. Like, Tom Brady still will remain the top quarterback of our time.
I mean, not MAGA Mahomes. Anyways. Well, that's good. I'm glad
Yeah.
that the game happened, but let's get into the needy and greedy. What the girls are here for. What happened at the game? Let's talk about the one thing. Taylor Swift getting booed.
Yes.
What did you think?
So I think there was a little PR on this leading up to it with the, I don't know if you saw it, but the statement released of like how much Taylor Swift has made the NFL.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. How much of that is true? I don't know. But the fact that that had to go out like before the Super Bowl, it's like they knew she was going to get hate. She continues to get hate. The last Super Bowl, they, were saying she was on camera too much. This Super Bowl, I think they showed her 2 or 3 times, maybe.
Not as much.
Not as much. So they know the sentiment's really not there, but it still adds a little bit of drama to the game.
Let me say something. Let me tell you how I feel about Taylor Swift getting booed. I loved it. I loved every fucking second of her getting booed.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. The fact that all these straight men could not handle the fact that there is this little girl, she's not that little, she's 30 something, sitting
Oh, I thought you were talking about her size.
No, never. She's just sitting there supporting her boyfriend, and all these straight men are pissed. The fact that they say that she ruined the NFL, good. I hope she ruins everything that straight men love. I hope she goes fishing next. I hope she goes hunting next. I hope everything. Our straight man in the back is like, no, bitch. Henry's like, no, don't ruin all that. But I love it. The fact that she was just there supporting her boyfriend and you have to boo her?
Yeah.
Fine, do it.
For them, sports is life. Sports is their identity.
Ugh.
Sports, like the sports team that you follow says a lot about you. It's like, I don't know, like that girl who's really into like zodiac signs. Like that's how sports is for straight guys. Like they'll be like, oh, you're a Chiefs fan? Well, that says this about you. And it's like, it shouldn't be that serious. It's sports. They're celebrities. It's entertainment for the most part.
You know what it never really was? That serious. It was
Yeah.
never that serious. But I loved it. I really did. And the fact that she's just standing there and just at the game and everyone is
She gave it a quick up.
And she was there with Ice Spice, which we were just talking about who was going to be at the Super Bowl
Yeah.
with her because of the whole situation that was happening with Blake Lively.
Yeah.
And she said, no, you're not coming with me, girl.
No. Her PR team isn't that good.
You and your 9 kids can stay at home.
Yeah.
And she did.
I mean,
Okay, so speaking of quarterbacks and speaking of the MVP of all times, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He was on like 6 Super Bowl commercials.
yeah, he was on a lot. He did the whole intro. He also announced the game.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he is doing things.
So he made money.
Yeah.
Well, money well spent because he had a whole new face.
It was tight.
Mama, that face. She said that face was tight.
Yeah.
Oh, she got lip filler. She really got
Camera from the front, clothespins in the back.
gender confirmation surgery, like head to toe.
Yeah.
She
It
was
was-
contoured for the god. She had a whole hair piece. I think everything.
I mean, I think he's trying to stay younger. He knows he's going to be on camera, that high definition. I don't know what got into him, but he needed to stay out of the doctor's office because...
No, I mean, that's fine. Go ahead, girl. You do you. You do you. You know, she called Giselle and he was like, can I get the numbers? And Giselle said, okay, I got you.
I mean, for so many, he's, daddy.
Yeah, he looks great. He can still get it.
Oh,
Tom
for
Brady
sure.
can still get it. And I have to say that I think we talked about this when we were watching the game, but I really wish that Tom Brady would have retired when he said he was going to retire, because he would have walked out as the MVP. And now he's kind of a joke in pop culture, which I know that in sports he will be one of the most valuable players of all time. But the whole going back from retirement, then Giselle leaving his house because he went back to play, and then him not even winning another Super Bowl, it was just like, oh.
Yeah. So he has 7 Super Bowl wins. I mean, his talent is unspeakable.
Of course.
It is definitely going to go down in history. But yeah, I mean, it was not an ideal way to end such a legacy. I mean, you look at, like I just said, sport is life. It really does become an identity for these people. So when you are growing up playing sports, if you're like as good as he was probably growing up, you're going to college, everything is associated with you and your football talent, then you make it to the NFL. Like that has become the biggest part of you. It has to be hard to let it go.
Of course, yeah.
But I think when you're at that age, you do have to have that time to reflect and maturity to be like, this is the time to maybe step away. And he did not.
He did not know.
No.
But I was so happy to see him doing that. Commercials, announcing, because he's a great looking man.
Yeah.
He has a legacy behind. And that's exactly what he needed to be doing, commenting on sports, which is what he knows the most. I mean, how are you going to question him on his commentary when he really has been the greatest of all time?
Yeah, and, obviously we'll always remember the actual end of his football playing career, but he has so many years left to really make an impact, on the NFL and beyond. He's definitely going to be in our lives for a while.
Yeah, it's like when you fuck your ex one last time a few months later, but then you're not in love anymore. And now you're like, oh, this was terrible. How could I ever think this was good?
Like, how do you think Giselle feels? She's like, oh, he had like an embarrassing end to his season, didn't even make it to the Super Bowl, but then he still
he fumbled the bag. Yeah, he fumbled the bag with Giselle. How do you...
That's a tough loss.
That's a tough loss.
That might be the toughest loss.
The toughest loss of it all. But that's Tom Brady. Another one that was on another commercial was actually Snoop Dogg. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He was getting Twitter hate.
Oh, as he should.
And to give you a little bit of context, Snoop Dogg, before the elections, kind of made a comment about whoever was voting or supporting Donald Trump was kind of a clown, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, to each his own. Then to Donald Trump winning the elections and him being one of the performers at the show or at the inauguration. So people were kind of like, bro, do you have any backbone? Do you have any sting?
Yeah.
And then now he was on a Super Bowl commercial talking about world peace and
No
being united.
hate.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really, talk about lack of self-awareness and I really would love to know what the other side is getting in terms of news, but when they say no hate, and then you see a lot of these things that are going on in the world that are rooted in hate, and you're at that inauguration performing, you're going to know that's not going to sit well with people. He clearly had the forefront, in the past to say, whoever supports this is a clown, whatever his tweets were, to then go back on that and do what he said that he was like, I'll call out whoever does that, to then do the same thing is extremely ironic and hypocritical, to then go on and promote this no hate when the person that you are supporting in these moments is projecting a lot of the hate.
And I think besides that, I'm not, to each his own when it comes to politics. I obviously have my way of viewing life. My thing is grab a story and stick to it. Because when us as Snoop Dogg is over here, chanting for the people and saying that if you are supporting this man, blah, 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 and then you get a paycheck and then you go and do this, it's
Yeah.
like, dude,
It's like, do you really think it was for the paycheck, or do you think it was like a shift in views? Like, what was said to him that hasn't been said to close to half of America that's like, whoa, like,
I just think that at this point, it's not
Yeah.
about like, oh, I changed my mind within the last week.
Yeah.
And if you did, like, good for you. Like, I don't care. One way or another, like, that's on you.
yeah,
But it's so hypocritical to me, and you kind of lose a little bit of just respect. Even if, like, Carrie Underwood came up right now and said, like, oh, I'm against it, you'd be like, it's too late, girl.
yeah,
Either way you see it, I think that you can always see a flip-flop. And if you're on the other side, or if you're on the other side, like, whatever you see, like, it's just like, why are you here?
yeah. This, is obviously, the political climate right now is not great. We are very divided. I get the message in the commercial was supposed to be a positive message. Was that recorded before he did these other things? Like,
How can I have trust in you?
yeah. It's not a good situation to be in. I would never want to be looked at as someone who flip-flops. I think this is a perfect example of flip-flopping. And when you have such an impactful voice and people look up to that, you're also, representing an entire group of people. Like, you don't want to see somebody flip-flop that quickly and then try to then promote positive vibes.
It'll be interesting to see how his legacy leaves behind. But on that note, I do want to get onto the big thing that happened at the game, which was Kendrick Lamar's halftime show.
Yes.
Talk about a show that I do want to say, and I will stick to my words, I am tired of men occupying spaces made for women. But in this time, besides the show, there was a huge cultural impact that a lot of people did not get, even myself. It's one
Yeah.
of those things, it's one of those movies that you have to watch over and over again to understand a lot of the meaning behind the symbolisms that happen at the halftime show. So let me go over a little bit, and then I want to get your points, okay? So during the halftime show, Kendrick Lamar performed his Grammy-winning diss track, Not Like Us, and brought out special guests Samuel L. Jackson, Serena Williams, and SZA. Samuel L. Jackson was dressed up as Uncle Sam. So let's go to the first topic. Uncle Sam showing up as Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was smart.
Very smart.
Yes. I thought the way that they integrated him throughout the performance to kind of keep it building was,
Amazing.
yeah.
And one of the very first quotes, and I'm just requoting something about "Welcome to the Big American Game," which we understood that he was not talking about the actual football game,
Yeah.
but talking about "Welcome to American Game." Let's do this.
Yeah.
When the camera zones out, you see that the stages, it's an actual PlayStation control remote, just kind of letting you know that he is now trapped in a video game. Then the song "Body for Body" starts, and then he said something about that the revolution is about to be televised, and follows it with "You picked the right time, but the wrong guy."
Yeah. I thought the messaging was on point. Like you said, whether it's a guy, pop star, doing the halftime show, this
The
still
message.
is a great message. Like, at this time, like I was saying before, with the political climate and the way things are, and the way that they kind of pulled in, like, living in America right now, you shouldn't have to, but you have to play the game, Samuel L. Jackson telling him, like, you're too loud, and like, you're not going to get anywhere by doing that. You got to play the game. And it's like, no, the revolution's going to start. Like, we shouldn't have to play the game. Like,
So interesting that you bring that point, because after he says that the revolution is about to be televised and that you picked the right time but the wrong guy, Uncle Sam stops him and he says, no, 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 no. That is too loud. That is too nosy. That is too noisy. That is too ghetto. Referencing to hip hop and how hip hop is not American culture. But then if you really think about it, hip hop is American
Yeah.
culture.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Then after that, Kendrick Lamar is performing in the middle of an American flag, clearly symbolizing that American flag is divided, and playing the song "Humble, Sit Down" in DNA.
Yeah, there was definitely symbolism from the field to the outfits to the songs he was performing, when he was performing them, how he was performing them, that I thought, I mean, there's so many messages that, you know, I would say a lot of the things that were being presented weren't for me, but I can still respect. I can see the talent and the effort and everything that goes into a performance like this. Like people were they're like, oh, was it like way more detailed than like if I were watching by myself that I would even fully understand and respect everything that goes into it. Like,
And that is the sign of an artist, of
Yeah.
being able to bring their art and show it in a way that some of us don't understand, or that some of us might not understand, but we can sympathize.
yeah,
And we can understand that it's a struggle. So the next part that happens is that he kind of teases that he is going to do a song. And he says that it's everyone's favorite song. But then he says something about a lawsuit. You know, they like to sue. Which ties up to another idea. I know that we're all here for the drama of the Drake and the diss
Yeah.
song and this and that. But there is a very big message behind this song in the diss towards Drake when he says, you are not, I have the quote right here, you are not a colleague, you're a colonizer. And it kind of references that Drake has come onto the industry becoming a rapper, becoming this person that is from the hood and blah, 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 blah. Where Kendrick says, you are not. You are from Canada. You didn't grow up in this. You are just colonizing our music. So you are not like us.
yeah,
So then after that, he brings out Serena Williams, which was alleged to have dated Drake in the past. It has never been confirmed, by the way. But Drake, because he loves being a bitch, decides to diss Serena Williams. He has dissed her a few times in
Yeah.
a few songs. So Serena comes on. But there is a big, big symbol behind the Serena Williams and the dancing that she did. When Serena Williams, the MVP of tennis, obviously America and the world did not want a black woman to become the face of tennis. So they were doing everything they could to push Maria something Sharapova. Yes, Maria something Sharapova.
that's
So
about right.
when she wins, I believe it was Wimbledon in 2012, she does the crip walk.
Yeah.
And America and the world lost their shit.
Yep.
So she said, you know what? I'm the greatest of all time. I can do it.
People love to pin female sports versus men's sports as well. So then to give her that opportunity on one of the biggest days for men's sports, iconic.
Yes.
So when I say like, okay, we can say, oh, we want a pop girly to do the halftime show. No, this show gave us drama. It gave us redeemable moments and iconic moments like this Serena Williams coming out and doing her dance. Like, I think it had every element of an amazing halftime show that will go down in history.
In history. One thing that I did not know this, I actually found out this morning, is that there is a point when Kendrick Lamar is singing under a post with a bunch of different dancers, which all happen to be black. And Samuel L. Jackson comes up and he says, oh, you're with your buddies out on the street, one life down, which I think we can all understand the symbolism of if you are a group of men outside, you can be in danger.
Yeah.
So,
Which is, I mean, a problem. And then to bring that to the messaging that's, you know, the Super Bowl where you have the highest viewership, I think is really important. What's sad is how many heads did it go over? That's what I'm sad about, you know?
I mean, Yeah, that's just. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
It's so we could have this conversation about this show and the understanding, and you know exactly the people that were on Twitter saying this was the worst halftime show. It's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I mean, and I think people say that in ignorance too. They're thinking like, oh, my favorite celebrity singer wasn't on the show. It may not be said out of bad intent, but a little ignorance.
Yeah, a lot of ignorance.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're all a little ignorant.
Yeah.
Sometimes ignorance is a bliss.
Yeah.
Bliss.
That's what I always say, like, ask questions.
Ask questions.
That's the best thing you can do.
The very last part that I will talk about is when he said something about 40 acres and a mule. So that was a symbolism of like, well, if the government doesn't keep up with their promises, I'm not keeping up with mine. So then he started singing the diss song, Not Like Us, towards Drake, and all hell broke loose. And the entire stadium repeated.
Well, because he was kind of teasing it. Will he do it? Will he not do it? And then he finally did it.
Yeah.
And to kind of finish it off that way, I think was really smart to keep the people like, is this the moment? Because I think he like even played like the beginning part of it.
Yeah.
And then switched, like, and they're like, oh, he's just going to tease us. But then to actually like
That's
take
when,
it there.
Yeah, that's when he said, I would play your favorite song, but they like to sue. And that's right after Uncle Sam had told them that it was too ghetto to not be too loud, to just relax. So he was like, oh, you want me to?
Yeah.
And then the whole like 40 acres and a mule is like, if you don't keep your promises, then I'm not keeping my promises. If you're not keeping it nice, I'm not keeping it nice.
Yeah.
You don't want me to play this, I'm playing it.
Yeah.
And the very, very last part that he said, TV off, which was a big symbol of like, you don't have to play this game.
Yeah. Game over, which is what it said.
On the big letters.
Yeah, across the back.
Wow.
Which, you know, and I've been listening and reading, they're like, definitely a message to Drake, like, I've won this. But then also a broader message of like...
So much more.
Yeah.
So much more. Again, I love the pettiness. I love the drama between Drake and this and that. But I love a woman on the Super Bowl without any political message other than just a good weave, good heels, good dancers, and acting up. Like, that is my favorite. But if you are going to take that away from me, then great. I will take it, this political message to America, about America. It's amazing. It was beautifully done. It was artistic. It was on your face. And if you didn't get it, then you just didn't get it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that went into it. There's so much talent. There was so much symbolism and messaging that you have to respect what it was. Yeah, you can be mad that your pop girlie wasn't on the screen for, 5 minutes, but I mean, I respect it, and I think that it was needed in the moment.
Yeah. Art will always tell our time.
Yes.
And this, you can always go back to this Super Bowl halftime, and you will know exactly where we were, what we were going through as a country and as a world.
Yep.
Really quick question. Who do you think should be doing the halftime on 2026?
I've read a few things, and I do really think Miley Cyrus should do it.
Who do you think should do it? Like, who would you like to see up there shaking that thing?
Even when Beyonce's not headlining, bring her on as a guest.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
just have her
that year
sit
it
on
was
a cowboy
Coldplay.
hat.
It was like,
She saved it.
no, it was Beyonce.
It was Beyonce. I mean, even last year when she was just sitting up there with her cowboy hat, I was like, that's enough.
I'm like,
That's
who
enough.
headlined that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was, who was last year?
Last
Rihanna?
year was...
Rihanna. Who?
Hi.
Hello? Producer? Producer in my ear.
Who was We all got together.
It was Demi Lovato. It was Demetria Lovato. It was Demetria Lovato who provoked 2023. Yes.
That's really going to bother me.
2024.
Who was it?
Last year's, who performed the Super Bowl last year? Somebody please tell me, because I can go.
Was it Rihanna? No, it was Usher.
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 Yeah,
I got it before you.
You did.
Usher.
Okay. I was going to be like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I don't.
But he brought out Alicia Keys and had a lot of, guests.
It was a man show.
It was a man show. But he was on roller skates.
Yeah, no. I think that if you're going to give me a man, you can give me Justin Bieber. I hope Justin Bieber is doing well. We're not going to talk about that, but I hope he's doing well. I don't know where I stand on Justin Bieber right now because I have seen some pictures of that man. And like I said, I don't want to speak on anyone's body. I don't want to speak on anyone's image, but I hope he's doing okay.
Yes.
And if he is ever up to it, I think he will do a great job when it comes to a man. I would love to see Miley Cyrus do the halftime show. There was another one where, who I would like to see. I would like to see Miley and then bring out Dolly.
Yes.
I would obviously love to see Taylor, but I think that'll take some time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my producer's saying, mm-mm. Mm-mm. She
This just
said,
said she will not.
she said, uh-uh.
She was booed.
She said she blacklisted her. She's got connections.
She's taking back her $1 billion.
Yes, she is. Whatever. Just so everyone that booed her, just so you know, a few months ago, that girl filled that stadium up not once, not twice, 3 times. Okay? So keep booing her.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all make me mad. Y'all make me mad. I think the people who booed her is the people who could not get into the Eras Tour. That's what I'm going to go with.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
There were a lot.
a lot of hurt feelings, competitiveness, taking it out at a men's sports game only makes sense.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Let's get into the next topic because I'm very, very, very excited. You know, this is like the most important red carpet for all the gays.
Yes.
The Met Gala.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because the Met Gala theme has been announced. Let me tell you about it. It is called Superfine Tailoring Black Style, which explores black style and dandyism from the 18th century to the present. The theme is inspired by Monica L. Miller, book Slaves of Fashion, Black Dandyism. Oh, my ESL. Hold on. Black Dandyism and the styling of black dysphoric identity. What do you think?
Should you have had a white man on this show?
No, we're talking
I mean,
fashion.
we're talking a lot of culture that I'm over here like, no. I mean,
No, we're talking fashion. Okay, first of all, this is the second time the Met Gala.
yes.
Let's move away from the cultural part. This is the second time the Met Gala ever has a theme based on men.
That's what I think the biggest
Problem.
thing, yeah. I don't know if it'll be
Say
a problem.
it.
I think it's got some girls shaking in their stilettos. Like, how am I going to pull off a tailored look? I think there are women that know exactly what they'll do. They do it right. But yeah, I think
Vogue sometimes just gets on my nerves because they just want to be like, on the culture.
yeah.
I appreciate the part of the tailoring because, when you... So I'll tell you the reference of the tailoring and it'll make a lot of sense. Let's just go into that.
Yeah.
It's just a theme of man and I'm just like, okay, tailor suits.
Yes.
But when we were talking about black men's tailoring suits, it's very different.
It is.
Because back in the day, black men needed to wear certain suits in order to be accepted onto society and feel that they could be a part of many other activities that they were not a part of.
Yeah.
So for that, I love. We also love the 70s and 80s, even 90s, tailor suits of a lot of black men, especially in New York. So I'm very excited to see all of that bring into the carpet. But how many suits can you have?
I know. And there's ways to play around with it. And I think one who does it well is like a Janelle Monáe, who plays around with tailoring a lot. She'll do the high shoulders, the structured looks. She'll cinch it in. She'll play with the shapes that I think that's how you want to go into this year.
Exactly.
I think you want to look at that as like a prime example of like, I'm a female. This is a men's tailoring kind of theme. How do I apply that? That's, to me, how I think they should look at it. But I think the men are going to knock it out of the park. I hope so.
They never do.
I mean, that's true. One of the men, I think he's hosting, Coleman Domingo, I think he's one of the hosts this year. And I think he is one of the best dressed men in Hollywood right now. He plays with color, he plays with texture, he plays with shape, silhouettes. Like, I think he's going to be the one to kind of look at. I think he's also hosting with Pharrell. I know he always does some stuff, but he's one that I think from a men's style right now will be the best dressed for this theme.
It will be now that you bring up Pharrell, it will be very interesting how many people Louis Vuitton dresses.
Yeah.
You know who would have been a great outfit to have worn during that time? Remember the Bad Bunny for Karl Lagerfeld look?
Yes.
The backless
Yeah.
tuxedo that he wore. I'm hoping to see something like that.
We're bringing this back to football. Joe Burrow wore the backless.
Did he?
In the Paris fashion show. Ooh. We got a little fashion girly on our team.
It was Jack Moose.
Oh.
My producer's telling me it was Jack Moose. Yes, it was Jack Moose. So actually, I just found out who the hosts are. It's going to be Coleman Domingo, is that right? Also Lewis Hamilton, A$AP Rocky, and Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
So Louis Vuitton is going to have a huge table.
Yeah.
They're going to be dressing up a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, A$AP Rocky brings looks as well. So
If he doesn't go to
see-
jail. Ooh. I didn't say that. if Rihanna can keep his ass out of jail.
Yeah, if Anna Wintour has anything to do about it, he will not be going to jail.
Anna needs to call somebody
Yeah.
up. Yeah. What if you just called Taylor up? Well, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited. You know what outfit I would love to see? I would love to see that Gwyneth Paltrow, Tom Ford Gucci red velvet dress.
Yeah, that would be
suit.
Yeah, that would be stunning. I mean, there is something sexy about a woman in a suit with really structured tailoring that I think I just don't want it to get too repetitive. A lot of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like step it up.
Who was it? I think it was Ralph that. No, it was Jean Paul Gaultier. The haute couture tuxedo over the dress. We're gonna see that on somebody.
Yep.
I'm excited. Every time we say oh, it's not what is this?
How do you think Tom Brown does a lot of
Yes.
suiting but that's more like British schoolboy to me. Like I don't know how that'll transfer over to the theme of this with the dandyism but I'm interested to see how they
work together?
Yeah.
I think he could do great pieces. I think he could be inspired by someone that could kind of guide him, like a Janelle Monáe would be a great. But I also think it's most people will give opportunities to Black designers, which I think they should.
I agree.
I think they should. I'm excited to see it. They always turn it out, and every year we're always like, what is that? And it's always a turnout.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting here in sweatpants talking about it so that we can come back and tell you all about it as well, guys.
Yeah. We all become critics.
We all become critics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for the Met Gala. It's always a good time. I'm excited for the looks.
Don't worry.
Keep it.
Keep it. You got me on here drinking Miller Lights. I mean, the mic's right here. I'm probably burping over half of what you're saying.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. Well, it's actually a good, from Vogue to another Vogue. Let's talk about Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes.
On the cover of Vogue magazine.
Yeah, she's giving blonde bombshell beauty for sure.
Let me read you a little bit of the article. So Sabrina Carpenter goes bombshell in platinum pinup curls, lace and diamonds for Vogue cover shoot. Styled by Ivy Kamara and lensed by the renowned celebrity fashion photographer Steve Meisel, the Juno singer, 25, channels the likes of Marilyn Monroe and Madonna in a series of designer pinup looks. She looks beautiful.
Stunning.
Beautiful.
I love the way that they take references, I was mentioning earlier.
I want to hear this.
But they still put a little Sabrina, like the pastel coloring and the very Sabrina way that she wears a garment, I think is helping with her brand and the way she's trying to, even though she is so into referencing past looks, past celebrities. I hope she doesn't get lost in all the references. That could happen. But I think she's stunning. I think she's doing well in the moment right now. But you seem like you have something you want to say.
Okay, so I actually brought this up to Ben last week. And I talked to some of the girls over the week. I love Sabrina Carpenter. I love all of the references that she's pulling. I think she has the look for it. I think every moment that she brings, it's perfect. It's never missing anything. The details are there, the clothes are there, the hair, the makeup. It's never not well done.
Yeah.
Every single time. So I've appreciated every single one. She's done Goldie Hawn, she's done Madonna.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We've gone past the looks because
It's
the Grammys, that was all Goldie Hawn, like performance, not
Yes.
just from a look standpoint.
and I'm loving it. But I did say to Ben, my co-host last week, it's going to get old
Yes.
because I want to look back and say that's Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes.
And I think she's got a few more months to keep doing this, and then I want to see her.
That's like a really good way to put it. Don't get lost in the references. It's okay to do a reference. Everybody references something. It's hard to be super unique nowadays when so much has been done, but don't let it overtake your entire brand. And I think she could, if she continues down this path, could get lost.
And remember, you cannot be a star if you are not being the one referenced.
Yeah.
So 20, 30, 40 years from now, the children want to look up to you. Because if not, we can just look at Madonna.
Yes.
But on that note, I think you look stunning. I think she looks beautiful because, you know, she watches this show. So, hey, girl.
Yeah.
I like, she's beautiful. Like, it's stunning.
Yes.
I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying she's got a few more months until I start getting tired of it.
Do you think, okay, so she's obviously a Disney girly as well. Do you think you have to do something like this where you're breaking out, whether you use a reference, you do a whole Miley on the stage with a foam finger to kind of break the mold, and then we truly get to see who that person is on their own?
But I think she's done just enough.
Okay.
That's what I say. Like, she really has a few months because she's already giving us sexy in this reference. Like, yes, she still has very like tight clothes on and giving references of a BJ and things like that.
Yeah.
While giving you this quirtsy, cutesy pinup girl.
Yeah.
Right? So again, you have about a few more months because your fans are growing up. They're not going to get it. They're going to move on. And the cutesy girly pop is going to get old.
Yeah.
And she can just very slowly transition into the same outfits, into the same hair, but unique, that I want to do her for gay icons.
Yeah.
That's that. Who would you do Sabrina Carpenter right now as gay icons? Other than the only iconic look that she has is that corset with the cutout.
With the heart.
That's it.
Yeah.
I cannot pin out one more look of Sabrina Carpenter of her own. That's it.
Yeah. Like when people do the like artwork of her, that's the look that they're doing.
That's it.
Because I would agree. Like if you were to say, I'm going as her for Halloween or a party, you'd look like Marilyn Monroe.
You look like every other bitch.
You like, I mean, I guess the only one because she references Fran Drescher and The Nanny a lot, but I mean, other than that, it's a wig change. I mean, I see what you're saying.
When you talk about a gay pop diva, like you talk about Beyonce, you talk about Taylor, not to compare them, but what I'm saying is that if you're saying, oh, I'm going to go as Madonna for Halloween, it's like, which one? I'm going to go as Lady Gaga for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, my God. You don't even have to say, like, I'm Lady Gaga. But if I show up as in that outfit that she's wearing on the cover of Vogue, the children are going to say, oh, you're a Sabrina Carpenter, while other people are going to be like, oh, you're Madonna. So once again,
You're Luis referencing Sabrina Carpenter, referencing Madonna referencing Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's actually a great point. Madonna referenced a lot of Marilyn Monroe during the Blonde Ambition.
Yeah.
The hair, the everything. What's that video? Material Girl.
Yeah.
She is doing the entire set of Men Prefer Blondes. But she understood, I need to reference it and I need to step away from it because I need to make an image for Madonna.
And then evolve.
Evolve,
Yeah.
exactly.
She's definitely at the point where she needs to evolve.
So I'm excited. I am going to get that magazine. I am not going to read the article because that's just too long. But I'm going to look at the picture because I know they're going to be stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning, stunning, stunning. Another pop girly, Addison Rae. We have been talking a lot about Addison Rae because I love Addison Rae and I'm really excited about this new news I have for you.
Yeah.
Because Addison Rae has more pop gems on the way. In a teaser for High Fashion released Monday, Rae flaunts a feather boa in a walk-in closet, whips her bleach hair in a rainy forest, and wipes white powder from under her nose.
Oh, white powder.
As the words, "I don't need your drugs, I would rather get high" fashion flash across the screen in pink. I'm excited. I'm excited for Addison Rae. She's my girl.
So why, when I looked it up, and we can cut this, I don't know. What were there ruby slippers somewhere? Was there a ruby slipper reference?
Yes.
So she's like, Wicked's not going to give you a ruby slipper, but I will. I mean,
Some girls were saying, and I think this is a real reach, some girls were saying that she was going to play Dorothy on The Wizard of Oz.
oh.
I'm like, girl, she's just releasing a single.
Yeah, that would be wild.
No.
All the options out there, and we got Addison Rae.
If it's
and
not Frankie
Wicked.
Grande, I don't want it. if it's not Frankie Grande playing,
Grande and a wig.
yeah, Dorothy, I don't want it. Okay, she deserves that role. If
That's
it's not Frankie
amazing.
Grande, I don't want it.
Yeah.
No, I think it was maybe the video will have some sort of play on The Wizard of Oz.
Which, good for her. It's relevant right now. I think it goes into it. But yeah, I would agree. She's definitely making a name for herself outside of just being a social media girl. Like, that's what I really like to see. You know, we obviously came out of COVID. There were so many people really taking social media by storm, TikTok, all this stuff. What else can you do? Like, you can't do that forever. And to see people like Addison Rae who've really taken, you know, the other side of the industry by storm. Like, Diet Pepsi's iconic. I love it. And I'm excited for what she has coming out.
So 2 points. I think I don't really see Addison Rae as a TikToker. I see Addison Rae as someone who would have been discovered. TikTok was just the way she was discovered. Addison Rae really has the X factor. There's something about her that very few people have that X factor. So I think that either way, TikTok was just a way for her to get her art out there. So I don't see her as a TikToker. My other point of view is that Addison Rae's music is great. Now, her videos sometimes are a little creepy and weird, just like Diet Pepsi was.
I wasn't expecting that.
And the song.
Yeah. Like,
Chef
I heard the
Kiss.
song and I was like, okay, like, love this song. Let's get into it. Then I saw the video and I was like, oh.
And
what?
and yeah.
I was not expecting that. Not that I didn't like it. It was just different than what I was thinking in my head as you sing Diet Pepsi. There was a lot more to it that I...
And I think that she would have had a great opportunity with Diet Pepsi. Here's a guy. A lot of people want her to play the Britney Spears biopic.
I was waiting for that.
She would have had, talk about referencing someone. Britney Spears was the queen of Pepsi commercials.
Yeah.
If Addison Rae would have done some sort of collage of all of Britney's iconic Pepsi commercials,
Yeah.
the videos would have been great. Her dancing, she would have looked amazing. And she would have told producers like, hey, I can do Britney Spears.
Like, you already have the rights to say Diet Pepsi. Why not take it that extra step? I totally agree. I think from a marketing standpoint, that would have been iconic. But then would we be saying the same thing that we're saying about Sabrina? And the
But she
references?
hasn't done it.
She hasn't.
And this is perfect. The song was Diet Pepsi. Britney Spears is such a huge reference for her. She always talks about Britney Spears.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if this is true, but there has been rumors that she wants to do the biopic. This would have been a perfect example. Her manager, call me, girl. I got you. That was such a missed opportunity.
Yeah. And I mean, every other week I feel like there's a new person who wants to do the Britney biopic. But, I mean, I agree. I think she's very talented. A little missed opportunity with the music video there. The new music video seems just as quirky and crazy as Diet Pepsi is going to be. But, I mean, I'm excited.
Pepsi, for those who like young. Wait, what is it? For Pepsi, for those who look young?
Oh.
I don't know, but she was the queen of Pepsi. She was the queen of Pepsi, and she is the princess of pop.
Yes.
Ms. Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
But with that, we're going to wrap it up. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Andrew, it was such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being our co-host
Oh, yeah.
and telling us all of your opinions. We love them.
I loved sharing them.
Good. Alrighty, well, really quick, give us your Instagram handle so that the girls can follow you.
Follow me at Andrew Krebs 12.
There you go. You heard it here first, girlies. Thank you so much for being here another Friday. It's Friday, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. It's Friday. Go have a drink. Go make really bad choices. Hang out with friends. Have a good time. We're living in crazy times. So yeah.
For sure.
Thank you so much for being here again. Make sure that you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at theculture_clash. Make sure you subscribe and give a thumbs up on our YouTube channel. And follow us on our personal Instagram. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. How was it?